There comes a day when you realize the people who love you most often want to lock you away in the name of safety. But my dear, surviving is not the same as living. And I would rather sleep on the cold, hard floor of my own home than take my last breath in a room that smells of bleach and forgotten promises. Hello, my sweet friend. Let me look at you. Sit down here with me for a moment. Grab that knitted blanket from the back of the sofa if you're chilly. Take a breath. Lately, my children have been having those whispered conversations in the hallway. You know the ones. The voices drop, the eyes dart toward my chair, and the word facility hangs in the air like a thick winter fog. They mean well, they truly do. They see my slow steps, my trembling hands holding this teacup, and they think it's time. She needs help. She needs a care home. But at 83 years old, I have made a decision that shocks them. I have told them plainly and firmly that I will not go. Never. Today, I want to tell you why. I want to tell you why the illusion of safety is the greatest thief of a life well lived. I want you to listen closely, because one day you will be sitting where I am, or you will be the child whispering in the hallway. And you need to know the truth about what it means to grow old. Let me tell you about my dearest friend, Eleanor. Oh, Eleanor was a spitfire. She grew the most magnificent hydrangeas you ever saw, right there in her front yard, and her laugh could wake the dead. A few years ago, she had a small fall in her kitchen. Nothing broken, just a bruised hip and a shattered confidence. Her children, out of love and profound fear, moved her into one of those lovely, assisted living places. They painted it as a luxury resort, my dear. They cook for you, Mom. They have bingo nights. You will make so many wonderful friends. I visited her there 3 months later. The woman I found sitting by the window in room 204 was not my Eleanor. Her beautiful hands, the ones that tended the earth and baked bread from scratch, were idle, manicured by strangers, resting on a blanket she didn't choose. Her schedule was no longer her own. She ate when the tray was brought. She slept when they dimmed the hallway lights. She looked at me with eyes that had lost all their beautiful, defiant fire, and she whispered, "They keep me safe, but they forgot to keep me alive." She passed away within the year. Not from a fall, my dear. From a broken spirit. From profound, suffocating boredom. I promised myself on the day of her funeral, looking at her cold headstone, that I would never, ever trade my freedom for a padded cage. No matter how much my children begged, life lesson section you see, there are 5 truths I have learned about aging that the glossy brochures will never tell you. Reason number 1 is dignity. Dignity is not having a stranger bathe you while making small talk about the weather. Dignity is struggling to button your own sweater, taking 10 agonizing minutes to do it, but knowing you did it yourself. It is the pride of ownership over your own frailties. When you surrender your independence, you slowly surrender your personhood. Reason number 2 is the walls we build our lives in. My home is not just wood, brick, and mortar. It is a living museum of my entire existence. The scratch on the floorboards in the hallway from my late husband's heavy work boots. The St. Pencil height marks on the kitchen door frame of my children growing up. In a facility, you are stripped of your history and handed a sterile beige room. You become a patient, a room number, not a matriarch. Reason number 3 is the absolute lie of convenience. They tell you it will be easier. But easier for whom, my dear? It is easier for the children, who can sleep soundly in their own beds knowing someone else is watching the monitor. But it is a heavy, crushing burden for the soul to be managed like a piece of inventory on a spreadsheet. Reason number 4 is the company we keep. Isolation in a crowd is the worst kind of loneliness imaginable. Being surrounded by 50 other fading souls, listening to the collective ticking of the clock, waiting for the end, that is not community. True community is the mailman who waves at me every Tuesday, the neighbor's dog that barks at the fence, the messy, loud, unpredictable rhythm of the real, breathing world. And the 5th and most important reason is the fundamental right to choose my own risk. Yes, I might fall. Yes, I might not be able to get up right away. I am not naive to the realities of my aging body, but I would rather take that risk on my own terms. Life is inherently dangerous, my love. From our very first breath to our absolute last. Why should we spend our final, precious chapters bubble-wrapped in fear, waiting to die? When did we decide, as a society, that getting old means we need to be managed? Society looks at the elderly and sees problems to be solved. They look at our wrinkles, our slow walk, and see obsolescence. But we are not broken machinery that needs to be warehoused. We are the librarians of the human experience. We have loved fiercely. We have lost terribly. We have built the very world you walk on today. To tuck us away in care homes is to violently close the book before the final chapter is even written. I sit in my quiet living room in the evenings, watching the dust motes dance in the fading sunlight, and I think about the generations before us. They aged at home. They were the elders, the wisdom keepers, sitting by the hearth, surrounded by the noise of life. We have traded that sacred, beautiful role for medicalized management. It breaks my heart, my dear. It truly does. You must remember this when your time comes and when you look at your own aging parents. Safety is a terribly poor substitute for a soul that feels at home. So, my children can keep whispering in the hallway. I love them, but I will not yield. I have made my peace with the risks of living alone. Because every single morning I wake up, slowly make my way to the kitchen, brew my own coffee, and look out of my own window, I am claiming my victory. I am still here. I am still me. Do not let anyone, no matter how much they love you, rush you to the exit door of life, my sweet friend. Hold your ground. Demand your dignity. And never, ever apologize for wanting to live on your own terms, even if it scares the people around you. I love you, I see you, and I am so profoundly proud of the silent strength you carry within you every single day. If these words resonated with your heart today, please leave a comment below and tell me your thoughts. I sit with my tea and I read every single one of them. Subscribe to our little community here and please share this video with someone who needs a reminder of their own worth and strength. Until next time, stay strong, stay true to yourself, and remember to fiercely cherish the life you have built.